And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Nerd alert! Well, maybe not quite so much, but I have a feeling that if you were going to find the ultimate nerd, he would like to play R.U.M.B.L. Now, R.U.M.B.L may not look like much. It's designed by Greg Lam, who does Paradise games, but I was certainly willing to give it a try because his past games have inspired me with confidence that he knows what he's talking about. And he has some interesting ideas. Some of them I'm still waiting to see other people implement them into their games. R.U.M.B.L is a game that has very strong tendencies to feel like other robot games because it's a game of programming. Each player has 7 robots, which they are going to be trying to score points with the other player, but these robots fight and affect each other in different ways. It's very similar to R.U.M.B.L Rally in some senses, but also has quite a few differences. So let's take a closer look at this robot game. Each player is given a pile of robots at the beginning of their turn. Now, each of these robots has 2 sides. So either I'm going to use the missile side of the robot here, or I'm going to use the shield side of the robot. I'm going to use either the activator side of the robot, or I'm going to use the nullifier side of the robot. And you have 8 robots, but you're only going to be using 7 of them over the course of the game. So you got to decide which of the 7 you're going to use. You also get power tokens. Each player has 7 power tokens, 1 for each robot that they use over the course of the game. And they got 2 small clone pieces. These are used for one of the robot, which can make clones of itself. Then there's some other pieces in the game. It's a wooden piece, and it's done by Blue Panther, where he cut out the wood. It looks pretty nice. And they have a wooden starting edge that comes out, and players are going to be using these here. For example, we're each going to draw 3 sectors, and so I'll say for my 3 turns of the game has 3 turns, I'll be coming on the blue sector, the green sector, and the orange sector. Now these sectors happen to be placed next to each other. How convenient is that? But each turn of the game, players are going to hide behind their shield, and they're going to put a robot or robots, they can put up to 3 each turn, what direction these robots are going to go on, what power they're giving each robots, and they'll be drawing randomly each turn some priority tokens that they can use, and that's just to show what order the robots go in. And then they'll put one of the sectors on the board to show, for example, this board is going to be coming in as on the green sector. So, after everyone's picked, both players will come on and put their boards on and connect it to the sector that it came out on. Like I said, you can bring out 1 to 3 robots. And so each of these robots is going to have on top of it, like I said, 1 power and 1 priority. And you don't really know what your opponent's doing. And so let's say these robots came in on the purple sector like this. And then we start by turning over the priority discs to show who gets to go first. We have a 4, a 5, an 8, and a 7. So the 4 goes first. We take the priority off, and this guy moves 3 spaces. And now since he's a mine, anything that ends next to him is going to blow up. The priority 5 goes. He goes forward 3 spaces. And he's going this way. 1, 2, 3. Well, that was kind of stupid. He's the one who makes clones, but since he ended next to the mine, boom, they both just blew up. Okay, that's really ridiculous play, but I was kind of throwing them out there. The 7th player goes. This guy goes a power of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he nullifies anything next to him. This guy goes a power of 2. 1, 2. Actually, he only moves on 1 because he's a sleeper. He won't move until the end of the game. Now, we score points. Both of these are in the outer ring, so they both score 1 point. Green team has 2 points. We bring on some more robots. We continue, and you'll be blowing robots up with missiles. Some of the robots can fly over others. We have mines. We have a cloner. We have a sleeper who moves at the end. A shield, which can stop one. A magnet, which pulls other robots in. And so you're trying to figure out the best way to get points. Games are very short. We're talking 20 minutes about to play a game. Maybe 30 minutes if you take a long time to figure out what you're going to do each turn. Now, I'm a big fan of this whole setup and attack, playing out your robots, how you're going to put them on the board. Okay, I have a certain number and I'm going to do this. I like picking the robots out at the beginning. You know, am I going to use the magnetic robot or the repulsor one? The one that pulls people or pushes them away? Am I going to use the missile to blow up somebody? Or am I going to use the shield to protect one of my other robots, which might get me more points? It's a very interesting back and forth dynamic. Some robots are better than others, but I don't see that any two robots on the same side are better. So it's really curious. Like, we had an argument over whether the clone was better or the sleeper was better. The other people insisted that the sleeper was better, but I know that the clone is a better robot to use. But we'll have to wait and see. It takes more and more plays, but it's quick and short. People who do not like logic or thinking and pre-programming moves are going to hate this game. But if you like Robo-Rally, I'm pretty sure you'll like this one too. It's not as chaotic. It's a little bit more controlled, but it adds a unique thing to the genre, and it's a quick two-player game. Check it out.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.